Hey, well, welcome to the Insight Line along the ARC path. My name is Casey, and what a joy it is to be with you today as we are going to talk about the best version of you. In order to talk about the best version of you, we'll probably also talk about the best version of me and the journey that I've been on to live into that, to enjoy that, and to actually create it as an everyday experience. The Insight Line is a gift. It's a gift for everybody who watches because the Insight Line brings insight into life. That little line of life, sometimes we call it the heartbeat line, and we watch it go up and down. And if it flatlines, we know we're in trouble. There's also a little line in between your birth date and your death date. And that little hash is the lifeline that you represent here on this earth. And the experience is how can I improve that life? How can I have the best life now? So the insight line is also along the ARC path, bringing insight. Just a little bit of understanding, connection, a belief of awareness that there is insight into the life that you're living today. And that insight that we're granting you here is life above the line versus life below the line. And so along the ARC path, we are pursuing life above the line. We are pursuing the life that says abundance, celebration, creativity, growth, victory. Those things are available. But how do we get them? Along this insight line, we look through 5 unique lenses. It's mindset, it's lifestyle, it's leadership, communication, and community. All 5 of these are each expressions of moving us into the best life now. And along the insight line, we simply invite you to become more aware as you acknowledge, heal, restore, and touch the kingdom moment and go, wow, what would it be like to be like that all the time? Could I get back there? I wonder if I could be the best version of myself every day. The ARC path is designed to invite that into your current reality. And so today I'm giving some insight on the best version of you. Now, I'm going to let you know, if you Google, God bless Google, if you Google best version of you, you can get all the answers. I mean, literally, I wrote them down. I Googled it right before I came out here. I mean, there's some big names. There's one guy named Anthony that now goes by Tony. There's 14 steps to find the best version of you. I'm not going to go over his 14 steps, but it's all about mindset. Then there's this other guy that I enjoy his books, and it's got more of an Indian name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce Deepak's last name, and we're going to go out. There's 11 ways. And in those 11 ways, there's a whole lot of taking responsibility for yourself and becoming present in the moment. That's a wonderful lifestyle. As we look at a site called LifeHack, and I just enjoy LifeHack, I've kind of played around there. It's recognizing that, in 9 simple ways, you can visualize your future self as becoming the present reality. And we're going to have to work on relationships and clarify who you are with somebody else. Whole lot going on there with community or communication. I get into the Time magazine. It's 21 steps. Now, these 21 steps, they were just a little bit different. One of them says, use Twitter to network. And what that's going after is the sense that, these 21 actions, you're going to have to lead yourself forward. And it gives you, start writing an article on Medium or answer questions on Quora. Those are places that they're saying that are going to demonstrate your leadership. No matter where you go, somebody is going to give you the best step to become the best version of you. That is not what this insight line is about today. If you want to go back and watch the last 6 insight lines, we actually outlined those. So according to what I'm living and following from my health coaching company, they have these 6 habits of transformation. Well, I took those titles of transformation. First one did start with take responsibility. And you can walk through these 6 sessions that we did insight lines right here on becoming the best version of yourself. All this to say, let's take a deep breath. Everybody's got the answer to you becoming the best version of you. The question really today is, do you want it? Is it even available? As you look at this above the line and below the line existence, neither one is going to be wrong. It's a state of preference. And if you're going to call the best version of yourself, you're stepping into a comparison to a future version of yourself versus a past version of yourself. And I will invite you on the AHRK path that is a present moment reality. So being the best you is really the only you that you have the option to be. Because in this present moment, you are here now. This is the now moment, and what we see is what we get. Right here, right now, is me being the best version of me right now. Now, I can tell you, I hope there's a better version of me in the future. I can tell you, there is a not so best version of me in the past. But right here, right now, I acknowledge that I am the best version of myself. Now, that's not trying to be mystical. I'm just inviting you to take the pressure off. Relax with me for a minute. Breathe. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing in this moment, it is the best version of you. Do you like this version of you? When you can answer with a yes or a no, you are on the AHRK path. Because everything on the AHRK path invites you to give a yes or no answer and declare it as truth. So when you look at who you are right now and you say, no, this is not the best version of me, you are on the AHRK path. That's the beauty of it. I'm not trying to sell you something that's going to get you somewhere that you don't want to go. I'm inviting you into an awareness to acknowledge, where are you? As you acknowledge this version of yourself right now, then you have a choice for better. If you want better, you heal. You release. You recognize that something has to change. In healing, what has to change is anything that's not serving you, not working for you. It's holding you back, and you release it. Whatever was in my throat, I had to move it out. I now have a better version of myself right now than I did 30 seconds ago. I don't feel like my voice is scratchy. I had to release that, push it out. Take a deep breath, that's restoring, and reset myself. I now, in this moment, feel like a better version of myself than I did a second ago. I didn't follow the 14 steps, 21 steps, 6 steps, 9 steps, 11 steps. They're all good steps. But I just need to recognize I am the best version of myself right now. Do I want better? If I do, I continue along the AHRK path. The R is for restore. And really what restore is, it's building, equipping, giving a sense of I can build and become more. I can reach for better. And then I touch base in a kingdom moment. Why have I gone over this cycle? Because a lot of us have given up on becoming the best version of ourselves because we imagined it out in the future. And then we failed. We came up short. We wanted to lose weight. We wanted to make more money. We wanted to be married. We wanted to be single after being married. We wanted our kids to turn out a certain way. We had these wants, and all of these things were coming up as the best. And then we measured it against our current reality, and we felt like there was no hope. That's where the AHRK path really rises above, and it invites you to come above the line and acknowledge. Let's get curious. Why did that happen? How can I go forward different? When you're in a place of above the line, you are seeking wisdom. You're asking for something outside of you to begin to inform you as to what can be possible. And then you're open to receiving it. When you're below the line, you want to be in control. And you are closed to anybody else disrupting what you see as your best. So below the line, there's often an experience of being the best version of myself below the line. I'm often in control. I've got it all in order. Nothing's going to go wrong. I prepared for it. And we can tell ourselves that that's the best version of myself, being in control. But I'm going to tell you, the insight line invites you to release and open yourself to recognizing that control is an illusion. And so if you've got your life under control, you might think it's the best you've ever been, and you are prepared for anything to go wrong. Well, the truth of the matter is, the very thing that is wrong is your perception of reality. You think you're in control, and that's not the best version of you. As you open yourself to learning, growing, becoming more, you're going to recognize the illusion is no longer something you can hide behind, but then you become honest, open, even vulnerable, surrendering that sense of control to step into growth. Because when you're in a growth zone, it's not a comfort zone. So when sometimes you say, I'm at the best I've ever been, I've got things in order. My finances are in order, my marriage is in order, my life is in order, everything is right where I want it. That sometimes can feel very comfortable. And yet where you're comfortable, you're probably in a below-the-line posture of the illusion that you can keep it there. We cannot keep things from moving. The entire globe is spinning at a very fast rate, and life is evolving. The best version of you is constantly changing. On the AHRK path, we navigate change by choice. Here's your choice. Take a deep breath and step above the line. When you are above the line, you're acknowledging the moment, and you believe that everything is possible, that your life could change with one decision, and it could be a yes or a no decision. And now we move down the path. We heal, we restore, and we celebrate the kingdom moment. Now, I want to give some practicals to what we're looking at as far as the best you. What does it mean I'm the best me I am right now? I'm inviting you to recognize that the best you that you have right now is actually made more aware when you're with somebody else. Because if I'm by myself, I can tell myself anything, and no one's going to argue with me. Unless you've got two voices in your head. Some of us have 4,000 voices in our head. But at the end of the day, when it's all in your head, you're going to come out with the right answer. So I want you to recognize that community is a key part to the AHRK path. And so I'm going to invite Bernard to come be a part of my community, because I can't tell you the best version of me without asking somebody else, how do you experience the best version of me? So Bernard, come join me.
All right.
He is coming along.
Thank you.
Now the journey here is recognizing that, am I open to hearing from Bernard what he experiences as the best version of me? And is Bernard open to hearing what I experience as the best version of him? This is the community portion of the AHRK path. Sometimes it's difficult. Welcome.
Thank you. I don't know what I jumped into.
You jumped into something. We're just talking about the best version of us being a present moment. That a lot of times we live the best moment in the future. Someday I'll get there.
Someday.
And someday never comes.
Yes.
Or we're living the best moment of us way in the past. And nostalgia is beautiful.
Yes.
Remember when you could run a little faster?
Oh, yeah.
Remember you could dance a little lower?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? Not no longer. But that doesn't mean the best version's not here.
That is so true. That is so true.
Best version is now.
Well, it's the one that you can celebrate the most. I think what I find is, there's so much in our history that's amazing, and a lot of it that's not amazing. But you can really celebrate. Oh man, I remember that chocolate cake that I had yesterday. But imagine if I had another chocolate cake that I'm eating right now. Which one would be better? Put a chocolate cake in front of me and I'll tell you.
I was going to say, we could get Bernard in trouble. Is it the one your wife made or the one your mom made?
Oh!
That is not the best version of anybody. The cake was wonderful.
The cake is wonderful. But again, that best version of you is the one that you celebrate in this moment. And it's real. It's tangible. It's flesh. It's beautiful. And but again, it requires you being in a mindset that you can celebrate.
Correct. So the insight line helps you to recognize, where is your mind?
Mm.
Here's the most beautiful thing about your mind. It's a time traveling machine. Your physical body cannot time travel, but your mind can. Maybe you didn't ever think about that you cannot relocate yourself to the future, and you cannot relocate yourself physically, what I'm saying, to the past, but your mind can. So really, as I talk about the best version of you, I'm addressing, as Bernard just said, this mindset, because below the line, our mind is either in the past or it's in the future. When we come above the line, we engage a present moment. But if we choose not to come above the line, we're going to get stuck in the past or the present.
Wow. I mean that concept alone. I mean, my mind is a time machine. What a phenomenal uh, moment to
Mm-hmm.
be able to recognize that I can choose to go anywhere. I can live into a beautiful future reality. I can go back and live in a nostalgic moment,
Mm-hmm.
and but at any moment I can come back and eat my chocolate cake as well.
Yeah.
That's a fun paradigm in terms of looking at our life, because I do a lot of jewelry. I talk a lot about past, present, future design,
Mm-hmm.
celebrating your past and your future. But to be able to pull that into a travel perspective, now you're just combining two collections in one.
All sorts of things in
I know.
Bernard's. They're just,
I'm like,
he's going, I'm going, oh my
all right,
gosh. Like,
and let's end the live.
write some notes. Go ahead. Get your notes captured. I don't want to forget that. As we talk about the present moment, I want to invite you to recognize that another one of the 5 elements of the ARC path is lifestyle.
Yes.
So you can be on a lifestyle to experiencing the best experience of you every day. Atomic Habits is a great book that talks about that, spells it out. Go read it. But don't go read it, like I said, and follow the 18 steps to become the best version of you. Remember, Tony's got 14, Deepak has 11, Time Magazine had 21, Lifehack had 9. I've got 6. Who's right? Nobody's right. The only right answer is when you say, I want that.
Yeah.
I want to know what my lifestyle of spiraling upward looks. It's why we go into group coaching and we spiral upward together. But in group coaching, what happens is everybody's on a different path. Imagine that. Bernard's experience of the ARC path is different than my experience of the ARC path. What he acknowledges is not what I acknowledge. What he heals is not what I heal. Restores, kingdom. It's a governing principle. It's science, if you will. It's principle, but it's beautiful.
I love that. I love that. And it's an everyday it gets unveiled new every day.
Yeah.
We learn a lot about it every day. It's not a static I learned to ride the bike and that's it. It's more than that. Um it's hard to articulate how beautiful what I know is that keeps growing and changing, because it's not knowledge, it's experience. It's more about me and how I interact, how I engage
Mm-hmm.
others and the world around me. What a celebration. I mean, just the concept of, again, I want to bring back the jewelry. Just, my world just changed, my mindset changed, because now I can take two beautiful collections that I own and I can go, what can I create?
Yeah.
What can I create? How can I take these two concepts? Therefore, I just change my mindset, where I used to be last week going, this is one lane and this is another lane. Now going, oh, wow, what happens when I cross these two collections together? I can build something beautiful. And so that's newness today.
And here's the bad news. Everything Bernard just said is in his head. If he doesn't go do it, that's
Yeah.
why I said, here's the paper, write it down. If you don't get it out of your head and put it into action, nothing changes.
Yeah.
And most of us know, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. I had the privilege last week to sit in the room with John Maxwell, and one of his quotes that I really enjoy is, until you change something you do daily, there's no lasting change.
Mm.
What are you going to do daily? That's where I was going with the habits. Your lifestyle has to be formed and built one habit at a time, so that it's action, that it's moving yourself forward. But when you choose to walk the ARC path, and you walk through this process every day, even moment by moment, it becomes a habit. And then you just start releasing things all the time. That didn't serve me. And you start accumulating and you go, hey, you know what? I remember somebody said something. If I did this, it'd work better. And you grab it. And then you grab it again and you grab it again. And then a 1% improvement of your life, it's better. A 0.011% improvement of your life is better. As long as we are in the positive, we're getting better every day. And the best version of you simply is along the path of improvement. Who wants improvement? It's going to take work, folks. But work is not hard. What's hard is living with regret.
I think even as I hear you saying that, it's just what's funny is you ask the question, who wants improvement, and we're programmed to, it's me.
Yeah.
The if you ask the question, who wants things to stay the same? Give me the remote control. No TV. Give me. We're gonna lock the fridge. You can only eat. You got a 5-hour window that you can eat in, and then you cannot. That's it. Zip. You
Yep.
can't eat. We're gonna lock you out of the bedroom. You can't go to bed before 10 o'clock, and we are. So. No, wait a minute. Stop changing my world. I don't want my world to change. And so this concept of, who wants something new and different and better? Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Give me the remote. Wait a minute. I don't want to change. And so there's this paradigm that I think people, because you said it, we live in our heads, and unless we come out of that, nothing is going to change. And I just quoted you saying that. So
I heard it. I received it. It's good. Nothing's going to change unless you get out of your head. If you're not putting things into action, there's nothing to measure. Measurement is unfortunately going to be what we measure, or what we inspect is what we can't expect. Okay, I can tell you what's going to happen based on what you're looking at. So if you watch your bottom line in business, you're going to know where your bottom line is going to end up. If you don't watch your bottom line, I can tell you what to expect. It's going to go out the window. If you inspect your marriage or you inspect your children, I can tell you what to expect. The result you're going after. Most of us are not inspecting our lives. And so there I can tell you what to expect. A slow, gradual decline of life. Because evolution doesn't naturally move you forward. It's called erosion. And things are eroding around us at all times. So we have to choose to put into action a measurement. And best is an unfortunate word. Because best is always in the realm of comparison. Best is always in the realm of competition. I mean, just think about it. What's the best? What's the best restaurant? Oh, now I already compared to other restaurants. What's the best number you've ever achieved? It's already in comparison and competition. So what we have to do on the AHRK path is we have to take comparison and competition and bring them to a present moment and compete against ourselves. I mean, just think about that and go, I would have to know you for 2 days to tell you the best version of you. Because if I only knew you for 1 day, I'd only know you for that. But if I knew you 2 days, I'd be able to tell you, wow, this is a better or a best version I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I work in an office and people have been around me, and I've told people this. Hey, Bernard, I've seen a better version of you.
Yeah.
And I like that version of you better.
Oh, yeah.
Are you aware of that better version?
Oh, yeah.
And Bernard looks at me and goes, yeah, that's not a fun conversation.
No.
But it is the gift of acknowledgement. Oh, somebody knows the better version of me. That's where I brought Bernard in. Bernard, have you seen better versions of me?
I have.
Have you seen not so better versions of me?
I have.
That's called community.
Yes. Yes.
You need community.
We need community.
I need community.
We need community.
We need community.
Yes.
Because without community, you're living in your head.
And it's not the same.
No.
It's like it's eating that visual chocolate cake instead of the real one.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times it's so hard to be in community with people. So we pull away from that, or we put a facade and we just engage them in a certain way, and that's really it's a alternate reality. We create like
Yeah.
this facade of an ego or an individual, and we just that's who we are when we go out there. That's a safer. So if they insult anybody, it's this. And that's not, again, a lot of pretenses that pull away from living in the present and being in real, authentic community with others.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
If you don't know, we don't script these. Just so you know, if you were wondering, we don't script them because we don't want to live in the future with what we do here. So right now, there's not we're not moving somewhere.
Correct.
You know why we're not moving anywhere? Because we really want to be present with you.
Yes.
You can text the number and it can come in here. You can go on our Facebook, whether you go on the AHRK page or whether you go on my personal page and type a message. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, a couple others. Just type a message. Talk with us. Ask us what's going on. All right, I want to know the best version of myself. What do I got to do? Well, we kind of answered that. Become present and walk along the AHRK path.
Yeah.
So let's look at good versus better.
Better, best.
Best.
I mean, you have to understand, this is, I mean, it's hilarious because being in the jewelry business, so you go every retail store, they get different qualities of product, and a big sales strategy is based on good, better, best. And the idea is to get clients to spend in whatever category that they're comfortable in. And of course, best being the highest gem or diamond quality, and then medium, and then the lowest part of it. And then they present it to clients
Mm-hmm.
and going, choose what is it that you want.
Yeah.
And you get to compare. A lot of them stock it right then and there, where you can compare the different qualities and do that. But bringing it into the ARC path perspective, it's a little bit different.
It is a little bit different.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. But the invitation is for you to recognize you do have choice.
Yes.
The ARC path is about choice. And we want to invite you to choose the best. Why not? But in order to choose the best, you have to make a decision. You have to decide. And to decide is really to cut off and move away. So you decide, you cut something and you move it out. You remove the clutter and the noise and the confusion when you decide that I want the best version of me. I want that right now. How long does it take to get there? It's a split second. You moved into a place above the line and you acknowledge that there is a best version of me and I want it. And then I'm going to work towards it. In order to have it, you have to release the good. Most of us are living in the good.
Yeah.
My life is okay. My life isn't as bad as some. It's good. Good is not bad. But good can become the very enemy of great. Great book reference there, a little bit older. But I'm not even talking about great. I'm just saying open up and recognize the best version of you is already here. If you didn't like it, that's where the change begins. Breathing with you now. There's some people that will say, fake it till you make it. That's not a present reality.
No.
That's looking at something in the future and you're living in the illusion of fantasy. I talked about the illusion of control is in the past because you're comparing, I got everything in control that has ever gone wrong and I'm holding it. It's illusion of control. It's all in the past.
No.
The illusion of the fantasy that I can someday get better is all in the future. I'm repeating myself and I know I am. Bring it into a present moment and go, I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to believe that who I am today is the best version of me. And now I'm going to choose today something that I will be thankful for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Echo that one.
like
I'm going to
that.
choose today something that I will be thankful for tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah, it's the list is long, and I'm not talking about what I'm thankful for from yesterday, but just from today.
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab a pen? Can I invite you to grab a pen and go at minutes, whatever time it is right now? I'm gonna celebrate this, And then in the next 15 minutes after that, I'm going to write something else going, I'm going to celebrate that. I'm going to choose that. I chose that and I'm celebrating my choice.
Yeah.
And if in an hour, if I chose something that I can't celebrate, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to go, I chose this, but I can't celebrate it because it's not something that I want in my life. And I think it's just that
Yeah.
awareness. Will you make it tangible? Will you take a pen and will you log, whether it's on a phone, or will you make a mental, emotional, physical note of the joys that you have in your life and the things that don't bring you joy? And because if you don't do that, then it's like a roller coaster ride.
Mm.
Here we go. It's this part of the,
This is my
oh,
favorite part. I've been here before.
yes. Yes, I'm going to repeat this roller coaster. It's
Over
it's
and over
it's
again.
it's Groundhog's Day again, and this is part of the day that I don't like. Oh, I like this part of the day. I'm going to just sit in this day as long as I can.
So this morning, practically, we're live with you right now, but this morning, Bernard and I did a podcast. It hasn't been edited and released yet, but we talked about this concept of why we need a coach, why we want a coach. And I'm going to draw that into the best version of ourselves. And the concepts we've really drilled home today is getting out of our head. A coach is somebody who's on the outside of you, who has a somewhat more objective lens, hopefully. If they're a good coach, they can be objective about it. But they can harness that and pull that out so you can see it, and they can ask you, is this what you want? Because the coach is moving you from where you are to where you want to be. And I just wanted to highlight that for you. If you want to be better, you need a coach.
Yes.
Have you had a coach before?
I've had many coaches.
Do you still have coaches today?
I still have coaches
Oh,
today.
so you haven't arrived.
I have not arrived, and I'm looking to add one more. I think again, you've inspired me to look at Maxwell, and to see if I want to follow him. Yeah.
Good coach.
Good coach. Good coach. I like. I have a lot of interests, and therefore I need a lot of coaches.
Absolutely. And to acknowledge that you want a coach is the acknowledgement. Yes and no. For Bernard right now, John Maxwell is either a yes or a no. As he goes down the AHRK path, he acknowledges John Maxwell could be a yes, could be a no. He goes into healing and recognizes if I'm going to take John Maxwell into my life as a coach, I'm going to need to release something. Maybe it's another name. Maybe it's another responsibility or something that he's listening to. I'm going to listen to John's podcast rather than the AHRK Path podcast. He had to release something. Then he's going to restore and he's going to go, well, if I'm going to follow this guy, I should read one of his 88 books. My goodness, he's written 88. The 89th I got early. It's so good. It's the 16 laws or something of communication.
I'll start there going backwards.
and so that's in the restoration. And then the kingdom moment is I chose something. My yes is yes, my no is no, and I just walked him through the process of choosing yes to a John Maxwell becoming his coach. And so he goes, well, if John Maxwell is his coach, he's got to be in the room with John Maxwell. No, you don't. You don't have to be in the room with me or Bernard for us to be your coach. Go to the AHRK Path. Join us. Follow us in the private community. Follow us on the public Facebook page or Instagram. That's coaching. Find out somebody that has what you want and follow them. They are a leader. You are a follower. They are coaching you. That's how you become the best.
Wow. I'm gonna reflect on that. It's kind of funny. It's hard to be on the stage and
process simultaneously.
And process a lot of it. It just there's so much. It's like it's such a buffet on the AHRK Path.
Mm-hmm.
Because you almost have to put down a lot of that the pride and just there's a whole lot of humility in going, you know what, I just learned something new, and I'm acknowledging it. I'm declaring
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm publicly saying it, going, that was really good for me. I want more of that in my life. And once you start getting to that rhythm, I can be walking in a conversation. Somebody can say something. I can grab that and keep walking. I don't even need to acknowledge the conversation. And now I find myself doing that all the time. And the great thing about it is releasing the stuff that are not working for me today has never been easier. It's shocking. At one point in my life, and of course I talk to a lot of people, they're holding on to this. I can't even, this flew out of my hands. I'm holding on to this. And for me, releasing things now is like easy.
Yeah.
Such a joy.
And so release a version of yourself that is holding you back.
Mm.
There's a story that we get in our heads that goes on a repeat loop. And often those are called limiting beliefs. If you were following that Tony Robbins guy that had, what was his list? He had, you'd have to do the 14 things. But the first thing on his list is let go of a limiting belief. You got to let go of a story of the version of you that lacks, that's less than, that's not enough. That's where the AHRK path comes in, and it invites you to begin to declare with confidence, I am enough.
Yeah.
I am, and we have 25 different declarations that are both from the beginning of acknowledgement to the conclusion of kingdom, and then cycle back through the process again. That belief system pushes off anything that holds you back. You were designed for more. You were designed to be great. You were designed for impact. You were designed to be the best version of you. And nobody else can do it. So today, our hope along the insight line is to give you insight. Do you have insight into the best version of you? It's not in the future. It's not in the past. It's in this present moment. Now, as you take up the mantle of leadership, you're going to go to the future. As you take up the mantle of lifestyle, you're going to learn from the past. But really, as you engage mindset, you come to a present moment and you begin to communicate and build community around who you are right now. If you didn't catch all of those things I just dropped, watch it again, because I just loaded you up with the AHRK path. It was thick.
It's so funny. It's so easy. That was a mouthful. I get that, but it's a complete package to rebuild yourself.
Yes.
It's all it's like a utility belt. If you ever watch comic books, it's Batman's utility belt. That was a utility belt for life. It's how do you continue to find newness every moment, celebrate every moment, heal every moment, again grow in every moment, and then come back and do it again and again. If we're on a trajectory of everyday betterment, what does our life look like in 3 months? We're jumping to that future.
I can answer it in one word.
Tell me.
Better.
Better.
What does our life look like?
Love that.
Better.
Better. Yes, I love that. And it's that time machine. Gosh, I'm gonna use my time machine to look forward in 3 months, and this is what I'm gonna have. This is where I'm gonna be, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna celebrate. I love that. But I'm gonna bring that back into the moment, going, here's the pen and paper. I'm gonna write something down. Again, I like to write, and put notes everywhere as a reminder. I want physical tangibles. You can grab whatever you want. Grab a heart, put it on your desk, only that you know what this heart is, and it's a symbol of change. It's a symbol of victory in my life, and I have them everywhere in my life.
So we hope you got insight today. The insight we were inviting you to find is the insight into the best version of you. It's already here. Now, what do you want to do with that? You want to maintain that? You want to improve that? Or do you want to get comfortable and shrink back? My ask of you is don't shrink.
No.
Your story is the breakthrough to somebody else's struggle.
Yeah.
It really is. And as you reach for more, as you believe in more, as you achieve more, you have more to give. And in my world, that seems better. So welcome to the Insight Line. Welcome to the AHRK Path. Join us on a regular basis. Follow along. We've got group coaching. We've got team building. We've got other things happening. And we invite you to walk along the AHRK Path with us, because we are looking for more people to join the community. Thanks for joining us today. Any last words from you?
That's it. No, I'm good.
Sounds good. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everybody.